Hello, hello, hello. I am Keishan, your human resource. I help people see the possibilities in what they think is impossible. I am disrupting HR, disrupting leadership, and disrupting you. I quit my job, wrote a book, hashtag replay. If you missed the live, hashtag replay. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, Stories with Keishan page, New Innovations, as well as LinkedIn. And today I want to talk about quitting, but not quitting or now quitting procrastination. Think about that for a moment. I quit my job. Now I have to quit procrastinating. Am I the only one? So I want to just set the stage. Over the past few months, I have observed a number of people quitting their jobs. They're celebrating, yes, I started this new venture, I started this, I started that. And they didn't quit just for the sake of quitting. They quit with purpose. There was a purpose behind the quit. They quit to start their next what? When I quit, I had no idea what my next would be. But since I've quit, what I have done is, like I said, I wrote the book. I am in the process of publishing it. In addition to that, I have really poured myself into the mentoring and leadership development for high school students. In addition to that, I have started, I don't know if this is anything new, but I've always wanted to be in the space of creating an experience for people. So the young ladies who I mentor, they will be a part of a fashion show that will be in April. And so what I did was I inquired to see if there was anybody interested in modeling. In addition to modeling, of course, there's things behind the scene. We met today and I wanted them to be confident in what they were doing. So we did, hey, terrific Tuesday, Dr. Michelle D. Clark. So what we've done or what we did was we did a dry run, just explaining what the fashion show would look like in terms of them coming down the aisle or the runway and then going left and right and then being escorted back off stage. So that's something that I started doing, being purposeful about these young people. So if you quit, did you quit to start a business? Did you quit to make an investment? Because did you realize that when you quit and you have a 401k, you can invest that money and you can get a lot more than maybe what you put in? I can tell you more about that later. Maybe you started a exercise regimen. I sort of kind of did, yes and no, but I'll get back on that. Eating healthier. Did you start eating healthier? How often do we say we're going to start this, we're going to do that, we're going to eat healthier, we're going to exercise and really take care of ourselves? Maybe that's something that you did. Maybe you decided to quit procrastinating, you are no longer procrastinating, bettering yourself as a parent, as an employee, just personal development, and just improve maybe your spending habits. Hello, I'm guilty of all that. Or maybe there's something else. So the question is, did you quit to start something new? Did you quit to start something new? And if you did, what is that new thing that you started? For me, again, this whole fashion show thing, I don't know anything about, well, let me take that back. I can't say I don't know anything about fashion, but is fashion, of course, everybody likes to dress nice and look nice and, be presentable. So that's an area, and I did a live and I had a hat on that Miss Celeste Smith, she made. She said, oh, I made this for you. And I was beyond appreciative because I wasn't expecting that. So in this space, and there's other events that will be coming, and it's not your traditional type of events. It's going, yeah, they're not traditional. So just be on the lookout for what that looks like. You'll hear more about those coming soon. So, anyways, what did you quit? What are you no longer procrastinating doing? What have you decided, you know what? I wait no longer. I am going to do this. Is it write a book? Do it. I interviewed Tika McCoy a couple weeks ago, and she's doing some amazing things. Her book is called Broken Clay. If you get a chance to follow her, Tika McCoy is her name. She is moving and shaking. She wrote her book. It has in the back of it. I'm looking at my bookshelf because I was going to try to grab it, but I think I put it in there. But in her book, she has references where you can actually, based on your own experience, you can correlate the scripture with the reference. And we should all be about self-improvement. We should never want to go into a new year or even any further in our lives with doing the same thing and expecting different results. And Dr. Michelle D. Clark says, I quit to focus on my business. See, she quit to focus on her business, her health, and volunteer her time to breast cancer organizations. Dr. Michelle D. Clark was on my podcast last week, and she talked about her upcoming event. And that's actually in a few weeks. If you have not already registered for her event, it's going to be in the Detroit area. It's a brunch. It's a breast cancer. It's called Lift After Breast Cancer Brunch. I strongly encourage you to be there. I'm actually going to trek my way across the state so I can be there in support of Dr. Michelle D. Clark. But look at what she's doing. And if you follow her on social media, you'll see the wonderful things that she's doing, the impact that she's making in the space of cancer, breast cancer in particular. She is moving, she's shaking, and people are taking notice of her. So what do people need to take notice of you about? What are you doing that people should take notice of? For me, I'm just being me. And if people are taking notice, maybe because I'm on here more, I don't know. But I just encourage you to just pursue the things that you've always wanted to pursue. I was talking to somebody, I'm helping her with her upcoming event. She's having an event. It's going to be in North Carolina. See, this is how God works. And she actually told me, she said, Keishan, you know what you're supposed to be doing. And she listed some things. And actually, it was a relative of mine. And I said, yeah, that sounds about right. Helping people accomplish their goals. Again, I help people see the possibilities and what they think is impossible. She has written 2 books and she's having her own expo. It's called My Book Expo. If you are in the North Carolina area, if you are along the East Coast, if you are on the West Coast, wherever you are, you need to take notice of this book expo. And vendors right now are if you are interested in being a vendor, there's information that will be coming out about that. It's not until September, so you can plan to make that trek. You can plan that trip. You can budget, your spending, which is something that I'm looking at doing right now, so that you can participate in this inaugural event. I am so proud of her. I am so excited for her, and you'll be hearing more about what that looks like. So, have you written a book? Have you always said that you wanted to write a book? And if so, just do it. What's keeping you from doing it? And I always make reference to David Shands. He wrote Sleep is for Suckers. And he was working at the Cheesecake Factory. He quit his job at the Cheesecake Factory because he got tired of the same old, same old. He was like, what am I accomplishing by doing the same thing year in and year out, day in and day out, every birthday, everybody else's birthday? He made a decision. He wrote a book, but he didn't write it all at once. We all have the same number of hours in a day. What are you doing with those hours? What are you doing? And earlier today, when I was in my time of prayer and meditation, I started to write another book. And it just came to me. I knew the title already. I'll share that later. I knew the title already, but I did not have it in the form of a outline. So that's what I'm working on now, and I'm filling in bits and pieces. But that is a goal of mine, is to get this book published by the time I go to the My Book Expo in North Carolina. So be looking for more information about that. But again, my goal is to help people accomplish their goals, help people see the possibilities and what they think is impossible. So if there's something that you think is impossible that you can't accomplish, and maybe it is, I don't know. But what I will say is, you will never know if you can accomplish it if you don't try. We don't get do-overs. We can't go back and start our lives over. We have to start from where we are and move forward. We have to let go of whatever was keeping us bound. And I read something somewhere that says something about living in your past, or letting your past keep you bound. Sometimes, and this is what was happening to me, I was allowing my past to keep me stuck, keeping me back. But I have let go of that, and whoever has not forgiven me, or if they want to hold on to whatever that is, that's on them. I'm moving forward. So I encourage you to move forward. Dr. Michelle D. Clark said, flow. When we free up our time from distractions, that is so true. We get into the flow. I am in the flow now. And I'm so excited for it. I'm so glad for it, because sometimes we can stay stuck in our past and we never accomplish the great things that God has for our future. So I'm wrapping up there. For everybody, I can't see all the comments, but for everybody who is watching this, hashtag replay, or maybe you missed it and you're watching it another time, I encourage you, let 2024 be your new beginning, to start something new, to pursue that thing that you've never pursued. And even talking to somebody, I found out that somebody else wrote a book. Never thought this person would write a book. But you know what? It's always good to encourage somebody. Sometimes people have to watch your walk, and then they'll be encouraged to do something that they've always wanted to do or never thought that they could. So that is all that I have to say. Again, my name is Keishan. I am your human resource. I help people see the possibilities in what they think is impossible. I am disrupting HR. I am disrupting leadership. And I am disrupting you. Until tomorrow, take care. God bless.